Friday night football here at Bloomington Stadium. Week 7 of the season. It's getting close to playoff time. Jefferson, it's senior night for them, their final home game in the regular season as they take on the visitors from Hastings. Josh Powers with you on BEC-TV. Should be a fun night for the Jaguars, an important night as it's a key game in the district and also for section seeding for Jefferson. We'll talk much more about that and about this matchup as this night continues, as we'll have a full pregame show coming up in just about 15 minutes from now. But first, we send it down to Kevin Grebner, senior night ceremony for the Jaguars here at Bloomington Stadium.
In our football program, a tremendous amount of energy, time, creativity, and financial resources have been donated in an effort to provide the best possible experience for the students involved in our football program. To our Jefferson football parents and guardians, we thank you for your engagement and continued support. At this time, we'd like to introduce our seniors and their parents and guardians. We'll begin with our cheerleaders. First up is Rose Studer with her parents Mara and Corey Studer. However, Rose and her parents could not be here tonight because Rose is playing in the Jefferson sectional soccer game. Next up, we have Elena Bannerman and parents Suzanne and Corey Bannerman. And now on to our football team. First up, jersey number 1, Austin Krupp with parents John and Kim Krupp. Next, number 2, Nick Kaposius with parents Tom and Leslie Kaposius. Next, we have number 8, Riley Regan with parents Matt and Colleen Regan. Next, we have number 9, Ben Losey with parents Chad Losey and Christina Anderson. Next, we have number 12, Nate Royer with parents Paul and Don Royer. Next up is number 4, Alan Wynn with his mom Kim Krupp. Next up, number 24, Aiden Bertrand, with parents John and Pam Bertrand and Monica Bertrand and Chris Hyatt. Next up, we have number 30, Elias Abdul Kapoor, with mom Martha Derisa. Next is number 33, Brock Edwards, with parents Brian and Vicki Edwards.
That's all I remember.
Next we have number 38, Daniel Weber, with parents Mike and Vicki Weber. Next up is number 41, Janice Sinka. Now, Janice is an exchange student from Latvia, and he's walking with his host father, Jack Rugroden.
Okay, who wants sparkles?
Next up, we have number 49, Kashan Kobold, with parent Cassidy Kobold. Next up is number 52, Tyler Davidowitz, with parents Brad and Suzanne Davidowitz. Next, we have number 53, Hui Luong, with parents Long, Luong, and Trong Nguyen. Next, we have number 55, Drew Nelson, with parents Tim and Angie Nelson. And up next is number 76, James McKinnon, with parents Mark and Deb McKinnon. Next, we have number 79, Ian Gibbs, with parents Paul and Rochelle Gibbs. And last, but certainly not least, we have number 84, Isaac Sevig, with mom Amy Sevig. Again, we'd like to thank our seniors and their families for your wonderful support of and contributions to the Jefferson football program. And we'd like to extend our best wishes to our seniors with your future plans. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jefferson's 2021 senior football class. Congratulations.
Back on BEC-TV, Friday Night Football, Senior Night Football, as you can see clearly on your graphic right there on your screen. And we are anticipating this matchup between Jefferson and Hastings. Should be a good one. The Jaguars looking for win number 2 this year. They come in at 1-5. Hastings, they're 4-2. In this game, very important for both teams in terms of section seedings. Both are in Section 3 and 5A, and right now, Hastings number 2 position behind only St. Thomas Academy, and why that's important for them to stay there. We don't think they're going to catch St. Thomas Academy, but that number 2 seed would ensure a first-round bye for Hastings, and then they would host a home game in the semifinal round. Meanwhile, for Jefferson, yes, they only have 1 win, but they are 4th right now in section. Only Kennedy between them and Hastings. 4th right now. They would host a home playoff game as well in the first round, as 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5 when the top 2 seeds get a bye there in that first round. So important for Jefferson. And we think, Coach Carlson thinks, one more win either tonight or against Chanhassen in the finale would cement that for Jefferson, that home playoff game, and maybe, who knows, a notch above Kennedy. And if they were to win these last 2 games, one of which coming against Hastings, who is number 2, who knows, they could even move up as high as number 2, possibly. It all comes down to those computer QRF rankings, and we'll certainly dive into that a little bit as this game goes on here tonight. As we get into the pregame here, Josh Powers with you alongside our crew. We do expect Joe Carlson to stop by. He'll be providing color analysis here. He'll arrive about 15 minutes into the game. He's got a prior obligation, but we look forward to Joe and his insights and color analysis later on in the broadcast. Let's get to the Metro Top 10 here as we enter the final 2 weeks of the regular season, and some big-time teams at the top and some big-time games this weekend. Lakeville South, how about their season? 6-0. They continue to roll on undefeated. You got Eden Prairie. They had a huge win last week, moving them to 5-1. They handed Shakopee, as you see the Sabres down there a little bit further, they handed Shakopee their first loss of the season, a key win there for EP. Centennial, they're just 4-2, but they check in at number 3 in the state. And then you've got Stillwater, Maple Grove rounding out the top 5. And then look at near the bottom of that top 10, you've got St. Thomas Academy, a 5A school, making it into the Metro top 10. And again, they're the number 1 seed for both Jefferson and Hastings, and for Kennedy that matter as well. Also in Section 3, they're going to be a difficult out to get to that state tournament. Andover checking in a new team this week in the top 10 at number 10. All right, let's take a look at games last week. A heartbreaker for Jefferson. They were on the road. They had a chance to win it right at the end. Not much time left, but their pass was intercepted. South St. Paul was able to seal that win 20-14. And an equal heartbreaker for Kennedy here, playing at the same time at Bloomington Stadium, as they also had the ball late, down by 6, and could not complete a last-minute drive. A game Kennedy very easily could have won last week, but it was De La Salle coming away with the victory 13-7. That knocked Kennedy from that number 2 spot in section and moved Hastings up into that number 2 position, as the Raiders were victorious last week 42-31 against Two Rivers. Other games within the Silver District last week, Chaska continues to roll all over Orono 24-3. I don't know if anyone has scored on that Chaska defense in the last month, at least not a touchdown. You see Orono was able to at least get a field goal. And then how about Chanhassen? Equally impressive against a Waconia team that beat Jefferson a couple weeks ago. And a reminder, that's Jefferson's next opponent last week, so a victory will certainly be a tall challenge for the Jaguars as both Chaska and Chan continue to perform at a high level this year. Let's take a look at these Silver District standings, with just 2 weeks left. Chaska all but has this wrapped up. They're 3-0, and they actually do have it all wrapped up as they've played the other 3 teams. 6-0 overall, and the defending champs, remember they won it the last time the state tournament was played in 2019. They figure to be right in the mix again this year. Chanhassen, you see, having a strong year at 4-2. Waconia 3-3 overall. That one win in the district coming against Jefferson, and the Jaguars play Chanhassen in that final district game of the year next week, as the Jaguars, you see there, with a record of 1-5. How about what's on the schedule for this week? Of course, you've got the game here, Jefferson and Hastings. Another important game for Kennedy. A couple weeks back, they lost to Richfield, a game they probably should have won. Then, in the subsequent game, they went on the road and defeated Minneapolis Southwest. Of course, last week, another tough loss to De La Salle. Could Kennedy rebound again and beat a very good SMB team? We'll keep you updated on that score as the night goes on. An important game that certainly Jefferson has their eye on, too, as they're competing with Kennedy for a home playoff positioning here in Section 3. Chaska will continue on the road this week, and a good challenge there. Probably the game of the night in the district, Robbinsdale Armstrong. I know they're not in the Silver District, but A good opponent for Chaska. That'll be a good litmus test for the Hawks tonight. Or tomorrow night, I should say, as this game being played on a Thursday. Kennedy also on Friday, so of course we won't be able to provide you a score update of that one. We'll have our score updates be comprised of soccer tonight. We'll keep our eye on those section semifinals involving 3 Bloomington teams. We'll talk more about that. Then the final game, final 2 games here, Chanhassen at Holy Angels later this week, and Waconia, a road game against St. Louis Park. The Jaguars know that's a difficult place to come away with a win. All right, let's talk more about this matchup. The key matchup tonight, in our opinion, that Hastings offensive line and the Jaguar defensive line. It's been a Jaguar unit that has, when they've played well, they've stopped the run and forced teams to pass, and certainly they hope to make Hastings a little bit more one-dimensional. A very balanced Hastings attack as their numbers bear out. A team that's thrown for over 700 yards this year, but they've also run it for about the same amount. So a very balanced attack, as Coach Carlson mentioned on Tuesday on Inside Jefferson Football, and that'll be the challenge for the Jaguars' defensive line, our key matchup in this one. How about players to watch for Jefferson? They would love to get their ground game going. It's been a unit that's really struggled for them their last few weeks. Really since that Apple Valley game, Jefferson hasn't gotten a lot going on the ground, and Brock Edwards for them hopes to reinvigorate that running game. He's been a bright spot for Jefferson in recent weeks, but they'd love to see him get close to that 100-yard mark, or at least combining with Aiden Bertrand to get to maybe triple digits. That would certainly help give Jefferson an excellent chance to win this game. How about defensively? On the offensive line for Jefferson, Tyler Davidowitz, another senior. We wanted to, of course, spotlight a couple of the Jaguars seniors. A guy in the offensive line that they're really going to count on to try to get those running lanes for Jefferson and hopefully get that ground game going here tonight. Well, how about the visitors from Hastings? They're having a really fine year at 4-2, and they've got some playmakers. It starts with their quarterback, number 7, Axel Arnold. He's a guy that can run and throw. He prefers to pass, but when given the opportunity, he can have that athleticism to tuck the ball and run in some scramble situations. There he is, number 7 there, warming up. Arnold, quarterback, always important. Hastings, he's kind of central to what they do on offense. Now, how about from a running back and a wide receiver spot, Brendan Freiermuth. Number 1 is going to be a challenging player for Jefferson's defense. He's a guy that's run the ball for nearly 300 yards this year, and they may use him a little more at running back tonight. They've got some injuries in that unit for Hastings, but they've also used him as a wide receiver this year as well. So kind of a multi-use player. Maybe figures to get a little bit more work as a running back tonight, but we'll see how that develops as this game progresses. There is Brendan Freiermuth. How about our keys to the game for this one for Jefferson? Our first key, we already kind of touched on it, but run the ball enough. It's something that has Coach Carlson's talked about the last several weeks. They need to get that ground game going. Jefferson does love to pass, and they've still had success throwing the ball even when their ground game hasn't been giving them consistent yards, but certainly when they can get a good balance, that helps that passing game out a whole lot more. So that's our first key to the game. And then Jefferson needs to be D-line dominant. Try to shut down the run as much as possible and make Hastings throw, especially when they get to those third downs that are going to be so key for Jefferson to get off the field defensively. And then our number 3 key tonight. It's senior night. It's always a week where in a close game, it always seems like a senior can step up and make the key play, a difference-making play. And those seniors, it's not a big class, as you saw with our senior night ceremony just a few minutes ago, but if Jefferson can get a few clutch plays and maybe a turnover here or a big game-breaking play offensively, that would certainly go a long way for a memorable senior night here for the Jaguars. Well, the band is warming up. It's a beautiful night for football. You can see with the coat on, a little bit chillier than the past couple weeks. Temperatures in the mid to high 50s here at start, but no threat of rain and not a whole lot of wind. So just a beautiful fall night for football here, week 7 of the season. We're going to hand it down now to the pride of Minnesota, Kevin Grebner, the Jefferson High School football marching band for their pregame. Don't go away after that pregame. We'll have the starting lineups, the national anthem, and we'll get week 7 underway. It's Hastings and Jefferson senior night on BEC-TV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls. Welcome to Bloomington Stadium, home of the mighty Jefferson Jaguars football team and the Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Coming down the field right at this moment are the members of the 2021 Jefferson Flag Corps and Jefferson Drum Line. And now from the south end zone, please welcome the 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Band, take the field. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Marching band is led up the field by senior drum major Jamie Melville and is directed by Dan Fretland and Jeff Levine. Our flag advisors are Amanda Matson and Daria Siebert. And now, here's the pride of Minnesota, your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Honor our country, would everybody please stand and remove your hats as our flag is presented on the field. Thank you. We believe in the United States of America, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, a democracy and a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a union one and inseparable, established upon the principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity. Therefore, we believe it is our duty to our country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, and to respect its flag. To these principles, we rededicate ourselves today as we join together in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Jefferson High School staff, administration, and student body wish to extend a warm welcome to our visitors, the Raiders from Hastings High School. Welcome to Bloomington Stadium and this evening's game. The Jaguar fights on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Thank you, band, thank you, flags, and thank you, twirlers. Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome to Bloomington Stadium and tonight's football game featuring the Hastings Raiders and our Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars. We appreciate your attendance here tonight and hope you enjoy the game. At this time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineups for both teams. We'll begin with the offensive unit for the Hastings Raiders. At left tackle, senior number 58, Carson Toohey. At left guard, number 52, junior Pacer Rubel. At center, number 50, senior Ben Witt. At right guard, number 56, senior Jacob Lundo Bleed. At right tackle, 67, senior Owen Glade. At quarterback, number 7, senior Alex Arnold. At tight end, number 5, senior John Charlton. At running back, number 1, senior Brendan Fryermuth. At wide receiver, number 14, junior Gavin Odman. At wide receiver, number 6, junior Rico Cooper. And at wide receiver, number 10, junior Jonathan Besnicek. The head coach for the Raiders is Dana Strain. And now the starting lineup for Jefferson's offensive unit. At wide receiver, senior number 1, Austin Krupp. At wide receiver, junior number 5, Maxwell Clark. At quarterback, junior number 11, Robert Traylor. At running back, senior number 24, Aiden Bertrand. On the line, senior number 52, Tyler Davidowitz. Also on the offensive line, senior number 53, Hui Hulong. Also on the line, senior number 55, Drew Nelson. On the line, junior number 71, Dylan Richards. Offensive lineman, junior number 73, Zachary Schmidt. At tight end, senior number 84, Isaac Sivig. And at wide receiver, junior number 85, Nathan Habermas. Tim Carlson is the head coach for the Jaguars. A few reminders before we begin. This game is being played according to the rules of the Minnesota State High School League. These rules provide for fair competition and good sportsmanship among the players. Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship during and following the game by observing the fundamentals of good sportsmanship as printed in your game program. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of good sportsmanship. Spectators who engage in conduct dangerous to themselves or others, or who interfere with the rights of others to view this game, will be directed to leave. If this occurs, the admission fee will not be refunded.
All right, week 7 about to kick off here at Bloomington Stadium. Special Thursday edition of Friday Night Football. Jefferson in the Columbia blue, Hastings in the traveling white. Josh Powers alongside our BEC-TV crew will be expected to join just about 15 minutes into the game, Joe Carlson for color analysis. We also want to welcome in viewers from Hastings Community Television watching down in Hastings tonight. As the Hastings Raiders come in at 4-2, Jefferson at 1-5, but an important game for both teams as they try to position in section. Right now, Hastings has one of those 2 coveted byes, along with St. Thomas Academy. Jefferson would love to win their last 2 and maybe challenge for that number 2 spot, although it's going to be a very difficult end of the season with Hastings tonight and Chanhassen next week. Jefferson to kick off week 7 of the season underway here at Bloomington Stadium. As the kickoff at the 11-yard line taken by the Raiders, Rico Cooper, one of their starting wide receivers. Out across the 30, there is a flag down in the area of holding at the Hastings 25-yard line. Officiating crew in the mix early here, the opening kickoff.
Personal foul, blindside block. Return team, number 30. Half the distance from the goal, from the spot of the foul. First down and 10, Hastings.
From that spot, it'll appear to be about a 12-yard penalty, so the Raiders will start inside the 20. Their head coach is Dana Strain. As their offense comes out on the field, Hastings, pretty balanced team. They've run for 865 this year, passing 656 yards. Axel Arnold, senior quarterback and a co-captain, number 7. And alongside him, Brendan Fryermuth, the primary running back tonight as he gets the first carry. And up the middle goes Fryermuth. His numbers this year from a running back standpoint, now 57 carries for 294 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's also caught 3 out of the backfield and as a wide receiver this year. Another primary running back for them, Peyton Burrow, we were told may not be able to go. He's not out there for this first series, at least so far. Something to keep our eye on as this game develops. It was a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 as Arnold hands it off again to Fryermuth, trying to get around Austin Croup. But he's made Fryermuth go wide, and that allowed the rest of the Jaguars to flow to the football. So a good play on the edge there from Austin Croup. No gain, and 3rd down now coming up. Arnold through the air this year. Let's look at his numbers. 59.3% completion percentage, so you like that completion percentage. 11 touchdowns, just 4 picks, 587 yards passing this year. Been very efficient with 11 touchdowns on just 51 completions. He'll need 7 here to keep the sticks moving for Hastings as Arnold looks this side, and it's caught as it's looped over the linebacker, Frank Arth. And complete to Cooper with enough yardage for the first down, but there is a
Hastings,
flag.
number 6, must leave the play for one play.
And correction, that was just Cooper there who had his helmet dislodged. It's a 12-yard gain for the Raiders. And they really throw to 3 guys, Hastings. Cooper, 11 catches, 136. We'll also see Steven Reifenberger, 14 receptions this year, leads them in catches and yards with 218. And then Jonathan Bezdacek, 13 catches, 200 yards. He wears number 10 for the Raiders. 1st and 10, just outside of the 20-yard line. Another run for not much. And in fact, a loss of 1 for Friarmuse. So we talked about our number 1 key to the game, Jefferson stopping the run, and so far so good. Just 2 yards gained on 3 carries as Aiden Bertrand in the mix. Speaking of running backs, there's 24 and 33 right there for the Jaguars. Bertrand coming up on a little bit of a blitz, and then you see also involved was Eric Refsdahl, number 77, clogging up the middle. Shotgun look for Arnold, low snap, has it, blitz coming for the Jaguars, and Arnold has to throw it away. A very aggressive start.
Intentional grounding, number 6 was in the area. 3rd down.
A very aggressive start for this Jaguar defense, Maximo San Roman. A guy who always plays with a lot of energy, came right up the middle, delivered the hit. Arnold fortunate to get that away. So here's where the Jaguars really want to be all night. Hastings already converted a 3rd and 7, but this one now 3rd and 11. Cooper will go wide this side. Gavin Oddman wide to the top side. 3 wide receivers. Jefferson with just a 4-man rush. Arnold rolling and throwing on the move and has Cooper, but it was out of bounds, incomplete. Would have been enough for the first. Cooper apparently not able to stay in bounds, and Hastings will be forced to punt here. Good start for this Jaguar defense. Be a good look right here, and I do think Cooper left his feet there by the time tried to get one of them down. They were both out of bounds. Good coverage there from Austin Krupp. So should be pretty good field position for the Jaguars. Blake Mamalakis at the 40-yard line of Jefferson awaiting this punt. Jefferson showing blitz here on the punt, trying for the block. They don't get there. Nice kick. Mamalakis lets this bounce. He'll get about 10 additional yards. And down at the 28-yard line. It's a 46-yard punt. Excellent work from the special teams unit of Hastings. As the Jaguars will start, and their junior quarterback, Robbie Traylor, his numbers this year. Similar completion percentage to Arnold at 56.1%. 6 touchdowns, just 2 picks. Thrown for 632 yards this year. So very similar numbers. A couple more touchdowns through the air for Hastings. Really the difference here is they hand it off on the wide receiver sweep. Austin Krupp has the edge, and he's got a first down and more. Out of bounds across the 40-yard line. We talked about seniors making plays. That's another one of our keys. Austin Krupp right there gets the Jaguar offense started on the right foot. Nice 16-yard gain for Krupp. Able to turn the corner. That's always what you're looking for on those jet sweeps. Not able to get to the second level there. Aiden Bertrand for Jefferson. It's a loss of a couple. Aiden leads the Jaguars in rushing this year. 64 carries, 261 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Jefferson working quickly here on offense to start. Traylor checks with the Jaguar bench. And they'll throw. First pass for Traylor on target, but dropped. Blake Mamlakis. Would have been a nice gain. An accurate throw here from Traylor on second down. Mamalakis might have been peeking a little bit. See what was coming ahead. That zone defense from Hastings. So now 3rd and 12 for Jefferson. Trailer to throw, and he slings it this side. What a catch! Mamalakis made up for that drop in a hurry. Much more difficult catch. He's able to latch on all the way to the Hastings 40 for a gain of 15. So what do you do if you drop a pass? You make one heck of a catch on the next play. Terrific coverage from Danny Milner, but a perfect throw from Trailer. So the Jaguars in Hastings territory on the first drive. Austin Krupp again. Not as much room this time. He's ushered out of bounds after a gain of 2 down to the 38-yard line. Don't forget, throughout this game, we'll be spotlighting the Jaguars seniors. We did about half the team in the last home game. We'll get to the other portion of the squad as this night progresses here at Bloomington Stadium. What a night for football. Perfect fall weather here in central Bloomington. Toss wide, Aiden Bertrand able to cut it upfield down to the 36. Gain of 2 more. Fryermuth, also a linebacker, in on the tackle there. A little more breathing room for Aiden right there. See Fryermuth bear hug him down at the end of that play. 4 down territory, we would think, here for Jefferson on this 3rd and 6. Bertrand the lone back, Isaac Sevig in motion. And the quick wide receiver screen is caught, and a nice move by Max Clark. Might be enough for the first down. See where they mark his forward progress. They're going to give him that forward progress at the 31. It's about a half yard short. Jefferson certainly will go for it here on 4th down. Like this early start here from, that was a little bit high by Trailer, but brought down now quickly the 4th down. Quarterback sneak, and you see the official come in, and it's going to be a Jaguar first down. Good push by the line to give Trailer enough space. So a good drive here for Jefferson. Opening possession already halfway through the first quarter. Krupp in motion again. This time a run up the middle. Hoping that Hastings would bite a little bit on that jet action. Bertrand for a couple. He's inside the 29 to the 28-yard line. Gain of a yard. So we've seen the Jaguars game plan to try to get more space for their running game, trying to stretch out Hastings wide. Now they might get a free 5 yards here.
Encroachment. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
Austin LaFleur, the junior, in ahead of the play. Jefferson will gladly take the 5 yards. 2nd and 4 now. Getting pretty close to field goal range for Jefferson, but you know they'd like the 6. Available tonight is Luke Swanson because of Jefferson's soccer loss on Tuesday. They are not playing tonight. Bertrand right side, able to sneak partially past that tackle and dive forward just in front of the marker. It'll be 3rd and a yard. We do want to wish all the soccer teams best of luck. Unfortunately, 2 results have already come in, and they're both losses as the Jaguar girls have gone down to Rosemount, and Kennedy girls lost in double overtime. So only the Kennedy boys left. They're in progress right now. 3rd and a yard, and this might give Jefferson a free first down.
Encroachment. Defense number 1. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
It was Fryermuth, and now 3 penalties already on Hastings. Jefferson, fresh set of downs inside the 20. I think they were expecting sneak again. See Fryermuth right over the center.
First charge timeout, Hastings.
Dana Strain's going to take a timeout. It's been a nice drive for Jefferson. Down to just 4:58 left in this fast-moving first quarter here at Bloomington Stadium. Special Thursday edition of Friday night football as a lot of games being moved up and moved back due to official shortages. And here on senior night, let's talk about some more of the Jaguar seniors as we'll spotlight them throughout the course of the game. Guy who's already been involved, Austin Krupp, a couple of carries already for number 1. His favorite football player, Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. Loves to eat steak, it's his favorite food. Favorite coach on the team is Coach Knutson. The Ranch is his favorite TV show. Favorite football memory, beating Apple Valley sophomore year. Player he most respects on the team is Brock Edwards. Goals for the season for Austin is to get a touchdown. Hasn't done so yet. Would love to do it on this drive for Austin Krupp. They may have jumped again. Dana Strain took a timeout to talk things over.
Defense, number 1. 5-yard penalty.
And it didn't work.
First down.
For the second time, Freiermuth with the penalty. And now Jefferson at the 10, 1st and 5. Trailer with the hard counts, and it has been working. 4th penalty already for Hastings. Very unusual for them. They have just 27 penalties all year. They want the end zone, but it was incomplete and deflected, intended for Mamalakis. 2nd and 10 for Trailer and the Jaguars. You talk about 27 penalties in 6 games. That's just more than 4 per game. That's what they're averaging per game. They've already done that here in the first quarter, still with 5 minutes to play. Trailer dropped the ball. So the first mistake for Jefferson. He's able to pick it up, but it's a loss of 1. So now Jefferson goes from 1st and 5 to now 3rd and 6. As you see, Trailer here. Big 3rd and 6 for Jefferson as we welcome in Joe Carlson, our color analyst for tonight. Joe, pop pass. They've got a Jaguar open. It's Sevig, but a nice tackle in space by Hastings. Gonna be close. 4th down and a yard. Joe, I think I know what your dad's gonna do here on the sidelines. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's going for this one. For sure.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Already 1 for 1 on 4th down on this drive. Really a great tackle here by Hastings to get Sevig down. There's the 4th down, and it looks like a 1st down. And it is. So Trailer again on the sneak. Joe, this has been just a terrific drive. I know you're just joining this game here, but Jefferson really moving things along. Hastings helping him with a few penalties, but it would be nice to start with a touchdown.
Yeah, definitely. You always want to get a good, solid first drive, moving the chains forward on the first one.
1st and goal from the 4. Did they jump again? That might be the 4th encroachment penalty.
Defense, number 1. Half the distance to the goal.
Wow.
First down.
4th encroachment penalty on this drive, Joe. 3 of them have been on Brendan Freiermuth.
That's something as a defensive coach you're not real happy about,
No.
for sure.
It's only a 2-yard penalty, but it gets Jefferson that much closer. 1st and goal from the 2 as Bertrand the back. They give it to him right side. Touchdown, Jefferson. What a start.
Yeah, I don't think you can draw that one up much better.
Certainly getting help from the visitors 4 different times on this drive, but it was, as we've talked about all season, Joe, the Jaguars want to get that ground game going. They complement it with a couple completions as well, and some play action looks. Just a great drive for the Jaguars as they go 72 yards on the opening possession. It's the extra point. Up and good. Able to get it through is the kicker Luke Swanson. So Jefferson on senior night out front early, 7-0. Another look, nice hole to run through for Aiden. I don't think he was touched there.
Yeah, touchdowns don't come much easier than that one for him, for sure.
It's always an emotional night, Joe. You've been through senior games at both the high school and collegiate level. What are some of the emotions that the boys are feeling tonight?
Yeah, it's really special. I have goosebumps right now just coming back here. I mean, these are games that you're never going to forget, these Friday night games with all these kids you grew up playing football with, and you get to go out here one last time at Lincoln Stadium and play with them and have some fun.
This is an important game, too, for the Jaguars. I know that sounds weird to say they're 1-5, and you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Josh? But right now, Jefferson in 4th position in their section. They would host a home game. Hastings right now, number 2. Jefferson could really deal the Raiders a blow. And who knows, maybe help out Kennedy, ironically, as the Eagles would play tomorrow. They're right now in 3rd place. So Swanson to kick. It's a low kick. Cooper takes it on a bounce at the 10-yard line. Rico Cooper nearly busted it open, still on his feet, and finally goes down at the 36. So second possession for Hastings. They were able to get a first down, but only one of them on that first drive. I think they were maybe trying to keep it away from Cooper. Had a pretty decent return before that blindside block on the first return of the game. Pretty good one there as well. Guy certainly to watch out for. He's been heavily involved already offensively for the Raiders. Arnold from the gun again. Freiermuth trying to make up for those penalties. Gains 9. Best running play of the game so far for Freiermuth on his 4th carry. Talked about that D-line, Joe, so important tonight for Jefferson and we saw that on the first drive. They forced a couple of 3rd and longs, and the Jaguars were able to get off the field.
Yeah, you really want a big battle in the trenches here. If you can, get Hastings here behind the sticks where they're facing 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and make them throw the ball. That's what you want to do.
And they gave Freiermuth 10 there for a first down as Arnold tucks it on the run, pump fake, and out of bounds. Nice ball fake there from Arnold. He'll be close to another first down. Mentioned he has shown the ability to run this year, Arnold. It's his 53rd carry, in fact, in just 6 games. So he'll do this almost double digits per game, at least he has so far this year. You'd like to see Jefferson be sound there instead of trying to maybe bat that pass away, Joe.
Yeah, it's always difficult going out there, the quarterback with that run pass option. You got to make sure you stay on your feet though, and not leave the ground.
Freiermuth on a 2nd and short has a first down, so this is a much better drive for Hastings as they're inside the Jaguar 40. Brock Edwards had to make the stop for the Jaguars. Gain of 7 here for Freiermuth. They're starting to get downhill a little bit. Also on that play, Nick Kaposius. 3 wide for Arnold. 1st and 10, he'll drop. And a quick out caught by Cooper. Down to the 29-yard line. So we're under 2 minutes left. 2nd catch for Cooper. He also had that, on that first drive, rule out of bounds on what would have been a first down.
Yeah, nice little timing route there, a little hitch on the outside, get the quarterback in rhythm.
You know a little something or two about good wide receiver routes there, Joe.
Yeah, I had quite a few of them in my backyard with Johnny for sure.
There you go. Just over a minute left, first quarter. 2nd and 2. Bezdicek in motion, took the handoff. A great tackle on the edge by the Jaguars. Aiden Bertrand was able to bring down Bezdicek, but not before a first down as he picks up 3.
Really good tackle there out in the open field. Might have saved a touchdown.
Yeah, that could have gone for much more, as you see a lot of green behind Bertrand. And also did it without committing a horse collar. Terrific tackle there. See if the Jaguars can take advantage of that. It is a first down for the Raiders. Approaching the Jaguar red zone. Handoff, Fryermuth showing off his speed. Ushered toward the sideline. Weber on the tackle for Jefferson. Tall kid for a running back. You see 6'2" there, Fryermuth. Was able to pick up 6 there. On the first drive, he went for 3-0 and -1.
Of the first quarter.
But on this drive, Joe, 10 runs of 10, 7, and 6. So they're getting much more consistent in that ground game.
Yeah.
Fast first quarter, Joe. We've already reached the end of it. This is just the second possession for Hastings. Jefferson had it only once. And a good start, though, for the Jaguars as they lead by a touchdown. Great to see the band out there before the game tonight for the final time here in the regular season. Terrific job by the Jaguar marching band. They'll perform again at halftime. Let's talk about another Jaguar senior. How about number 2, Nick Kaposius for the Jaguars. Plays wide receiver, plays a little defensive back. 6'1", 170 pounds. Derwin James Jr. is his favorite football player. Favorite food is pizza. His favorite coach is Nick Zilka. Loves to watch South Park since it's his favorite TV show. Favorite football memory, he scored a game winner back in the day with no time left. Player he respects most on the team, Kashawn Cobald. Goals for the season, he says, to have fun with my friends. Something interesting about Nick, he says, Joe, he can eat 30 McNuggets in 10 minutes.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
I don't know if he's given Joey Chestnut quite a run for his money with that yet, but who knows?
Might be there one day.
Axel Arnold up the middle. It's a Hastings first down. It'll be 1st and goal as a run of 9 down to the 7-yard line. Really efficient drive here from Hastings. First time we've seen on the zone read a keeper there from Arnold. So 1st and goal from the 7. Jefferson showing blitz. Bezdicek around the end, and he walks in with that middle blitz that left the edge vacated, and it's a Hastings touchdown.
Saw Hastings get to the edge there a couple of times there near the end of that drive, and finally paid off for him in the end zone.
See the Jaguars, San Roman blitzing up the middle, and a good play call against that blitz. 4th touchdown of the season, or actually 5th for Bezdicek. He now has 3 receiving touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. On for the point after, Reese Fillion. And it is good. We're all even at 7 apiece. Some future cheerleaders there. Great atmosphere once again for Jaguar football. We've seen it all season as the parents and the community really have welcomed back Jaguar football in person with some great support. Apple Valley game was a great moment. Who knows? A lot of game left here. Could be another moment to remember tonight for the Jaguars. Not a bad student section on the other side for Hastings there. A little bit of a drive, about 30 minutes southeast of here. To get down to a beautiful city, Hastings, right there on the St. Croix. So Fillion to kick off. First kick off tonight for Hastings. We do want to welcome in their viewers watching on BEC-TV, that's Hastings Community Television. A great crew here at BEC-TV. Terrific coverage all year long of Jefferson and Kennedy football. Deep kick from Fillion, taken inside the 5 by the Jaguars. And about to the 25-yard line, the return. Tevin Exey on the return, the sophomore for the Jaguars. It's a very young Jaguar team. I know it's senior night. A smaller senior class than usual. And they've been playing a lot of sophomores this year. Exey, one of those guys in the return game that we've seen. So first possession was pretty good for Jefferson. They marched all the way down the field for a touchdown. We'll see what happens here on drive number 2. In motion, Clark on the jet sweep. Pressured out right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, really big drive here for Jefferson to move the chains, take up some time off the clock. That was a long drive there by Hastings. Give the defense a rest here so they're ready to come back out.
We'll give Clark a yard. You know Jefferson's probably got some plays to counter that jet action. We'll see what develops there as this game continues. Trailer, bubble screen. Clark again. They keep trying to stretch out this Hastings defense wide, but they floated the football pretty good in that instance. Another gain of just a yard as Daniel Milner helped make the stop. Trailer may have to throw a little bit further downfield here on this 3rd and 7. Just a 3-man rush for Hastings, so plenty of time for Trailer. And as an open receiver, it's going to be right at the marker. Complete to the big man, the 6', 8 wide receiver, Nate Habermas. And it is enough for a Jaguar first down. They needed 8 and got 8.
Yeah, really big play there, both by Ronnie and by Nate. Kind of looks like a broken play, and Ronnie getting out of the pocket, and Nate finding a way to get open. Big first down.
Keep it on the ground, trying to go up the middle again. Just a yard there for Bertrand. 6th carry already for Bertrand. That was a big first down for Jefferson to keep this offense on the field. Second and 9. Jefferson tries to move toward midfield. 4 wide for the Jaguars. Again, just a 3-man rush. That zone defense from Hastings. Unable to prevent that catch. Clark finds it in his grasp at the 40. That'll set up a much easier 3rd down, gain of 5 there.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking for, and that's why you run that play on a 2nd and 8 or 2nd and long to pick up just a few yards, not necessarily the first down, but make it a much more manageable 3rd down here for the Jaguars.
3rd and 4. Hastings showing blitz. Here they come. Trailer running out of time. I think he was out of the pocket. That was definitely a forward pass, Joe, but I don't think it got beyond the line of scrimmage, so this might go for grounding.
Yeah, I think he's going to drop the flag on this one.
No foul for intentional grounding. Number 24 was in the area. 4th down.
All right.
He was kind of in the area, although he's blocking, Joe. A little generous, but the Jaguars will take it.
Yeah.
It's already there, the 9th pass attempt for Robbie Trailer. Well-timed blitz, though, by Hastings. And the first punt of the night for Jefferson, as you see Bez to check back deep. High snap over the head of Sevig. And it's scooped up by the Raiders. Thought it could have been a scoop and score. They do fall on it. Special teams mistake. Hastings has it in the red zone. That was a 28-yard loss and a turnover, in fact, as Hastings recovers the ball. Sevig, not a small guy, Joe. He's 6'2". That snap was way too high.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate one, and I know one that Jefferson's definitely not going to be happy about, but let's see if the defense can step up here and get a big stop.
Yeah, one of those pivotal moments here. Will Meyer looked like the recovery man for Hastings. So Arnold and company back out for drive number 3, and they don't have to go very far this time. Inside the 15 to start, and it's Fryermuth up the middle. Trying to get out of an ankle tackle, stretched it out down to the 10-yard line for a gain of a couple. Seventh carry already of the game for Fryermuth. He's played 4 games as a running back, 56 carries in those games, so they'll feature him a bunch. See everybody but one for the Jaguars right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 8. Handoff again, Fryermuth. Jefferson stretches him out wide. Actually, that was 26. Excuse me there, Austin LaFleur on that carry. So an important down here, Joe. That was no gain, so it's 3rd and 8. Actually, it was LaFleur blocking there and Fryermuth with that carry.
Yeah, Jefferson doing a much better job up front this drive so far. And 3rd and 8, and again, this is where you want them as a defense. So see if they can make a play and get off the field.
You would think certainly in field goal range here, this would not be much longer than an extra point, but they'd like to get the touchdown. 3 wide receivers. Arnold will roll right and throw toward the pylon, and it is down at the 1. Bezdacek had the catch. Good enough for a first down, though. And now it'll be 1st and goal. Nothing fancy here, Joe. Just a nice straight rollout. That was really close to a touchdown.
It was. Really nice throw. Really nice route there, too.
Jefferson will take a timeout.
Bloomington Jefferson.
So a key completion there on 3rd and long for Arnold. And the Raiders right on the doorstep. Reminder, stick around at the half. Have the Jaguar football marching band with their final halftime performance of the regular season. All right, let's talk more Jefferson seniors. We'll spotlight another one of them. How about Alan Wynn, number 4, outside linebacker and running back, 5'7", 158 pounds. Colin Kaepernick, his favorite football player. Favorite food, hamburgers. And Alan's favorite coach is Coach Smitty. Says his favorite movie is Squid Game. I believe that's a new one on Netflix. That's a relatively recent answer there for Wynn. Player he most respects on the team, Jackson Donnelly. He's going to go to college and study business next year, not sure where yet. And he likes doing the stock market game. Something interesting about Wynn. Hastings here, 1st and goal. Looks like enough for a touchdown. No signal yet on the quarterback sneak from Arnold. And it is a Raider touchdown. So Axel Arnold, enough push there to get into the end zone. And is his 2nd touchdown on the ground this year. And they take advantage of the bad snap on the punt. Just an 11-yard drive for Hastings there. Fillion on for the point after. Good snap and a good kick as well. So back-to-back touchdowns for Hastings after Jefferson opened the score. Joe, you get the feeling this is a pretty critical drive for Jefferson right here.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one, definitely. And with about 7 minutes left in the half here, it's one where you get a good drive here and take as much time as possible and see where that leads you.
Big student section out tonight. You love to see it, Joe.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I guess Thursday tonight, but
right.
Man, fall nights at a football stadium and a night like this doesn't get much better.
Yeah, what a beautiful night. I mean, I'm not going to complain with the 70-degree weather we've been having up until really the last couple of days, Joe, but there's just something a little bit more special when that temperature gets into the 50s. It just feels like fall.
Yeah, it definitely feels a whole lot more like fall when it's 50, 55 in October instead of 70.
And quite honestly, when you're running around playing a game of football, 55 kind of almost feels like 70. That's not bothersome at all.
Oh yeah, this is perfect football weather.
So big drive coming up for the Jaguars. XE from the 9-yard line. A little more running room than his first return. He spun down at about the 29. Return of 20. Jefferson will start there. Almost was able to break through that first wave. That could have been fun. Reminder, Inside Jefferson and Inside Kennedy Football, Tuesday next week, we will have an episode the night before the opening round, or the final game of the regular season, which of course is next Wednesday, a quick turnaround. A little bit less so. Jefferson gets an extra day compared to most teams playing tomorrow as they try to run wide again. Hastings has that far side of the field covered. Looked like Malachi Sorensen with the carry there, number 26. New running back in, Joe. Sorensen on the year. That was his first carry.
It looks like we got a new quarterback in as well.
You're right, it is a new quarterback. And that quarterback is sacked. Tyson Schultz goes down. He's the sophomore QB. Tom Kennedy, the guy that the Hastings coaches told us, they said he's had an insane number of sacks and big plays the last few weeks. Well, there's another one for Kennedy.
Yeah, that's a big play. Not many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 17.
So Schultz, the sophomore, gets this drive. 7 out of 16 this year through the air for the sophomore. You'd figure a pass could be coming here on 3rd and 17. Wide snap, but he grabs it. And a quick gun over the middle. Good coverage, but too good of coverage. Tyler Haig going to get hit with a defensive PI that'll give Jefferson some breathing room. Or at least we think that's the call, Joe.
Pass interference, defense, number 25. 15-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Looked to be in a pretty good area. He kind of just was stumbling a little bit into the wide receiver, Austin Krupp.
Yeah, it looked like they maybe tangled feet a little bit, but Jefferson will definitely take it, and 3rd and 2 is a lot easier than 3rd and 17.
It is not a first down. It was well spotted by you, Joe. It's just a 15-yard penalty, but not the automatic first that we see in the college and pro game. So they still need 2. Schultz to throw, and the pass low. Krupp unable to catch it. Even if he did, would have been short. And Jefferson looking like we'll punt here. You'd love to go for it, but it's just a lot of game left at this point.
Yeah, it's early, and on your own 37, we'll punt this one away. Hopefully get a good snap and make Hastings drive the field here.
Bez to check back deep. A lot of times you'll see that snapper maybe overcompensate, and this one might go on a bounce to Sevig. No, it's right on the money. Low returnable punt for Bezdacek, picks up a block. And across midfield, good return. They take advantage of the low kick. And it's a net of just 10 yards after the return. So the Raiders start in plus territory for the second consecutive drive. And they would have loved to stop on the last drive. Now they really need a stop. Jefferson does get the ball after half. They'd love to be within one score and not two. Guy who's had a quiet night for Jefferson, Kashawn Cobalt. Maybe he can get going defensively on this drive. 49 for Jefferson. Arnold shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws, and caught Cooper. His third catch. Goes for a dozen and another first down.
Yeah, nice catch there by Cooper. Coming back to the ball, getting down and getting that one.
Made sure he was in bounds. Unlike that catch on the first drive where he stepped on the sideline. When you're running the ball well, that play action effective. Up the middle, Arnold. Just churning forward. 6'1", 220. Cooper goes for a gain of 3. Or sorry, Arnold goes for a gain of 3. Under 4.5 remaining in the first half on a beautiful night. Jefferson, now the scoreboard shows all 3 timeouts available for Jefferson, but I believe they took one defensively on that last drive. And our scoreboard at the bottom of your screen is synced up with the scoreboard in the stadium. Here's a little trick end around Bezdicek. Lots of running room. Broke a tackle, Bezdicek. Still on the move. Did he stay in bounds? He did for a touchdown. 32 yards.
Boy, what a play call there. He had a lot of green in front of him. He even had a receiver downfield wide open too if he wanted to throw it, but took that one in himself.
Second rushing touchdown for Bezdicek in the first half. This was somehow able to break a couple tackles, stay in bounds. And certainly it looked like he did on that replay. Fillion's extra point up and good. So the Raiders have scored the last 21 points, all in this quarter. It's always fun when you get those trick plays to work, Joe. Not fun for the Jaguars there, but a nice call by the Raiders.
Yeah, really nice call, and Jefferson's got to do a little bit better right now of rallying to the ball and wrapping up and making some tackles. Hastings is breaking a lot of tackles right now, and that's definitely something that Jefferson's going to have to correct here moving forward.
You saw in the background there briefly Samantha Williams, number 27. Their first ever female kicker. She kicked last week in that win over Two Rivers. Two Rivers, if you're not, they're in Jefferson and Hastings section, and they are formerly Henry Sibley. They changed their name over the summer. So if you're wondering who in the heck is Two Rivers, Hastings defeated him last week, but they formerly Henry Sibley. They're not too far from here in Mendota Heights. So 21-7, 2 timeouts for Jefferson. Now they fall on this kick at the 20-yard line. Matthew Jonas. You'd love for him to pick up yards, but it's just an uncomfortable spot in the field for a guy not used to getting his hands on the football.
Yeah, that's one that's difficult, especially someone who doesn't usually run with football. That's one where we just want the ball, and we'll take it at the 20 instead of who knows, maybe running for a few more yards and fumbling.
And at most, he probably would have been able to pick up 10, and you saw him bobble it there. So I think probably the best thing there, just fall on it. There's Aiden Bertrand, a little bit of space out to the 25-yard line. It's his longest run of the night so far in 7 carries. So we talked about Jefferson trying to get that ground game going. We've seen it in the first half, Joe, trying to use that jet action to open up things. But Hastings is doing a pretty good job limiting the Jaguar ground game.
They definitely have. That was the best first down play that I've seen so far, picking up 5 yards. And, again, setting yourself up here for hopefully is a good drive.
Tyson Schultz is still the quarterback. And handoff, Bertrand, first down and more, near the 40-yard line. Still plenty of time with more than 3 minutes. And we're going to keep calling it 2 timeouts until they update that scoreboard. Nice bit of running here from Bertrand to make that first man miss.
Yeah, really nice move there to stick your foot in the ground, get upfield, pick up a lot of yards, and off we go.
Gain of 14. Schultz looking far side, on target to Krupp. Picked up a nice block. And Austin Krupp lunges forward for a first down. Right at midfield.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Josh. Really nice block there on the outside by the receiver, changing a 5-yard gain into a 10-yard gain, a first down.
First catch by Krupp, first completion of the game for Schultz, and his 7th completion of the year. Looking down to the sidelines, I do see Robbie Traylor down there. So could just be a couple of series here for Schultz. Caught by the Jaguars, it's Habermas to the 25. That was right on the money from Schultz. It's a gain of 25.
Really nice throw there from Tyson, standing in the pocket, knowing he's going to take a hit and deliver the ball.
Officials timeout for injury.
We saw it a couple weeks ago on a pass that looked to be overthrown. Nate Habermas just reached up with those big, long arms and that 6'8" frame to pluck it out of the air, and kind of the same thing right there.
I'll tell you what, I wish I had a 6'8" receiver when I was throwing.
You're not a short guy, Joe, but could you imagine playing wide receiver at 6'8"?
No, 6'8", that is nice. That is a nice target to throw to. Long arms.
The injured Jaguar is 53, Quee Long, one of the seniors. And he had hustled all the way down the field. And I was just going to say, might be a shoulder stinger there for Quee. And that was a 25-yard gain, and he went down where that ball was placed, basically. So hopefully not out for too long there. Good sign to see him running off on the field without assistance. So 1st and 10 for the Jaguars, 2:17 and counting as they start the clock here, first half. Krupp in motion, hand it to Austin Krupp, has some running room, makes the man miss and out of bounds. Inside the 10, it'll be 1st and goal. The gain of 17.
Jefferson finally starting to get to that edge. Really nice blocking on the outside by the receivers out there.
Goal to go, and now you don't necessarily need pace here, Joe. You'd in fact like to take your time here. Clock does stop with the out of bounds. So Schultz goes under center with Bertrand the lone back. To throw Schultz, and the fade is going to be intercepted. It was underthrown or miscommunication, one of the two, as they wanted the jump ball to Habermas. Not a bad idea, but one way or the other, either receiver or on quarterback, not the ideal communication.
Yeah, it looked like Tyson maybe just threw that one fading back off his back foot a little bit and just didn't have enough to get that throw to that back corner.
A huge turnover. And now the visitors in position with a couple of timeouts themselves. I know that scoreboard still only says 1, but it should be 2. See another look. And who else but the man of the night, Bezdicek, with 2 touchdowns and now a pick. From the 20, Hastings, Fryermuth barrels across the 25 to the 26. We'll see how quickly the Raiders go here on this drive. You don't want to get too greedy. You're already up by a couple of scores, but one more here might almost put this game out of reach. Pass to Cooper, went to a knee to catch it. Late whistle, but ruled a catch and down right at the spot, but it's enough for a first down for Hastings. 5th completion of the game for Arnold, and 4 of them have gone to Cooper. Back to Fryermuth on the ground. Still 1:20 remaining, and now a timeout taken by Dana Strain.
Second charge timeout, Hastings.
So you see the officials say correctly there, second timeout taken for Hastings. They still have 1 left. Jefferson has 2. So hopefully they'll correct that on the in-stadium scoreboard here that's synced up with our graphics at the bottom of the screen. Fryermuth picking up just a couple there. 10 carries for Fryermuth. Only 1 of them has gone for double digits. So that's been a plus for the Jaguars, but it's been Bezdicek who's done a lot of the damage. Those couple of end arounds, one of them going for 32 and a touchdown. What do you think your dad's thinking right now, Joe, as we look at Tim?
Well, I feel like we've said this a lot, but this is another critical drive here for Jefferson, and somebody's going to have to step up and make a play. We definitely don't want to go down 3 scores at the half, so somebody's got to do something here to stop Hastings.
Jefferson does get the ball to start the second half. Bertrand showing blitz. Here he comes. Cobalt off the edge, but Arnold gets past him. And he'll have another first down as he scrambles to the 41-yard line right at the marker, and they're going to give Raiders the first down. Cobalt really close right there. It's been a quiet half for him. Under a minute now. Arnold deep shot, far side, overthrew his man intended for Cooper. So Hastings 1 more timeout. Going to be difficult here to get these last, if they want a touchdown, near 60 yards, doing it on the ground. So you see a deep shot there, good coverage from Kaposius.
Yeah, really nice coverage, and this is, again, as defensive backs, a situation where you can't get beat deep. You'll give up those little 10-yard passes, 5-yard passes over the middle and let the clock run, but you can't get beat deep here.
Arnold out with the play. Hastings trying to move to 5-2, and really a win here would basically lock up that second seed with just 1 game left. Hastings playing Cretin-Durham Hall. It's a non-section game next week for them. Arnold has to escape up the middle. Design quarterback run. Across midfield as a first down, so that'll stop the clock with 48 as they hustle up to the line of scrimmage. One timeout left for the Raiders. Arnold to throw, and under pressure, Isaac Sevig may have gotten a piece of the arm of Arnold there as that floats well off target. Clock stops with 36 to go. We have seen a pretty strong leg from Reese Fillion. I do not believe they have attempted a field goal this year, Hastings. you'd think they would at least need another 25 yards to possibly entertain a field goal. One timeout left. Four-man rush for Jefferson as this pass up the seam and caught by Cooper. Who else? His 5th catch. Down at the 31-yard line, another first down.
Boy, yeah, another great catch there from Cooper in traffic.
Gain of 16 as they go quickly to Fryermuth. He'll be stopped short of this first down, but he gains 9, clock on the move, and now Hastings has to use that final timeout.
Hastings.
So remember, the Raiders took over with just over 2 minutes left on their own 20. This has been another efficient drive. But now with 18 seconds left, if you run one here, Joe, and you don't get a first down or a touchdown, I don't know that you can get up and spike it before the clock hits 0. Probably looking at a pass play here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. 18 seconds is not a lot of time to run a play, get up, get everybody set, and spike it. So you got to think they're either going to go something quick, maybe towards the sideline, or maybe take a shot or two at the end zone here.
Yeah, even I know it's only 2nd and 1, so likely to pick up a first down on the ground. But even if you do that, still you'd have to get up there really quickly. And then that next play, even if you work to clock it in time, would probably be the last one of the half. So out of timeouts now, Hastings. Arnold up the middle on a run, trying to get to the sideline, and will. Didn't get out of bounds with a lot of urgency and then kind of fell over the sideline. That'll stop the clock with 11 seconds. You'd think you're in field goal range now from what we've seen on these extra points. That was kind of a gamble there from Arnold. They could have almost argued that forward progress was stopped.
Yeah, it did look like he was maybe going out of bounds backwards on that one. But, again, really good play call there. Like we talked about, maybe Jefferson expecting pass and call a quarterback draw.
So I think the kicker out here, Reese Fillion, on for this field goal with 11 seconds left. And officially a 29-yard field goal. Timeout.
Second charge timeout. Bloomington Jefferson.
Timeout taken by Jefferson. Of course, earlier this year, Apple Valley missing a 29-yard field goal with less than 30 seconds left in the game to give the Jaguars a win. Looks like Hastings will be attempting a 29-yard field goal here. Let's take a look at another Jaguar senior spotlight. Riley Regan, we had him on Inside Jefferson Football on Tuesday. Got to know him a little bit. Favorite football player, Justin Herbert. Favorite food, he says it's the whiskey chicken stir fry from Willie McCoy's. It's very specific. His favorite coach on the team is Coach Knutson. Favorite movie is the Fast and the Furious series. I think they're up to about Fast and Furious 20 now. Favorite football memory, the East-West rivalry in his 8th grade BA year. Player he most respects on the team, Austin Krupp. Goals for the season, win section. Now they're going to go for it here, or not at least attempt a field goal yet, after the timeout, and the pass is incomplete. They had a player open. Caleb Folstrom was in the end zone, and now they'll bring out Fillion. I kind of like that play, Joe. Go ahead and take a shot to the end zone. You had plenty of time.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they brought the field goal unit out to begin with. But, yeah, I mean, with the amount of time they had plenty of time for a shot at the end zone, which they took, and now safely bring the field goal unit back out now.
Yeah, still 7 seconds. You can almost say take one more shot. That only took 4 seconds, that last play. It actually is intended for Bez to check. So now Fillion the field goal, 28 yards. Plenty of distance, and it is good. So Reese Fillion adds a bit of an exclamation point on a very strong first half for Hastings. They were down 7-0, but now in the second quarter, Joe, they've scored 24 points.
Yeah, and it may not seem like it, but that is a little confidence booster, at least for the Jefferson defense. You hold them to 3, still not ideal, but again, better than letting them get in the end zone.
And Jefferson will get the ball. They'll receive a kick here, and then they'll get the ball after half as well. Good half for the Raiders, and they came off of a win last week. They've won actually 2 in a row, beating South St. Paul, who Jefferson lost to last week. They beat them by 6. Remember, South St. Paul beat Jefferson by 6. They did give up 31 points last week to Two Rivers, which is kind of a bit of a surprise. Two Rivers yet to win a game this year. The defense playing much better tonight. So Fillion to kick. Could be the last play of the half. So they let it go through. Exie takes a knee with a second to play. Stick around at the half. Jaguar football marching band will perform. We'll run down the first half stats. Get you ready for half number 2 here. Week 7 of the season. These last couple weeks always fly by. Joe, of course, for the last number of years, you play right before that MEA weekend on that Wednesday. At least most teams do. And that's the schedule once again. Regular season will be done a week from now.
Yeah, it is crazy how fast things go, especially with this last week playing on a Wednesday. It becomes a short week.
A knee taken as back into the game to take that last snap, Robbie Traylor. Big swing there at the end of the half. It looked like Jefferson might be taking it to a 21-14 game, but Hastings gets the pick in the end zone. They tack on that field goal, Joe. It was a really strong second quarter for the Raiders. What does Jefferson need to do in the second half to get back into this one?
Well, I think they just got to continue having that solid ground game that we saw on that last drive. If we can get to the outside and start moving the ball and getting first downs and really get in a rhythm and just kind of stay away from those little things that are going to hurt yourself, like an interception. But if they're able to move the ball and give the defense a little break and up front defensively, we got to, again, hold them to those 1-2 yards right away instead of giving up 6-7 yards on a first down.
There's just been a couple of big plays in this half. Jefferson -2 in turnovers. Their longest play allowed was that 32-yard rush on that double reverse on a trick play. Been pretty sound, but of course that bad snap on the punt also hurt the Jaguars in that first half. Hastings leads 24-7. You see the Jaguar marching band ready to perform at half. We'll send it across the way to Kevin Grebner and see you back here later on in the intermission for highlights and get you ready for half number 2. Jefferson and Hastings here at Bloomington Stadium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls. Welcome to the final halftime performance of the season. This has been a fantastic year for the band, filled with high-stepping moves, flashy colors, and flair that will be remembered for years to come. Tonight's show features music of African-American artists with drill design created, rehearsed, and directed by senior drum major Jamie Melville. And now, for the final time this season, please welcome your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Band, take the field. African American musicians have been at the forefront of many different musical genres throughout American history. The Jaguar Marching Band pays tribute to these artists by featuring 4 classic songs by iconic African American musicians. To begin our show, here's a signature tune from one of the greatest instrumentalists in rock music, Jimi Hendrix. Please enjoy as the band, flags, and twirlers perform Purple Haze. Next, we will feature the Upper Woodwinds, led by flute section leaders Kayla McMyer and Tiffany Vu, and clarinet section leader Anne-Marie Schlu. Here are the Upper Woodwinds and the rest of the band with music by the legendary blues singer and guitarist John Lee Hooker. Please enjoy Boom Boom. Next up is a song by Stevie Wonder, who is a pioneer in the genres of rhythm and blues, soul, and gospel, and was influential in bringing funk to mainstream pop music in the 70s. Stevie Wonder is also one of only 2 artists to win the Grammy for Album of the Year 3 times as the main credited artist. Please enjoy as we feature the Jefferson Flag Corps in one last flashy display of color, performing to Superstition. To close tonight's halftime show, we will feature a song by iconic artist Aretha Franklin, a musical talent who was named Billboard's #1 top female R&B artist. Aretha Franklin is also known as the Queen of Soul. Here are the Flags, Twirlers, and the rest of the band with their signature classic, Respect. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band.
Good evening. This is Dan Fretland, proud director of the 2021 Jefferson Jaguar Marching Band. Tonight, I have a very important acknowledgement to make. The individuals that remain standing on the field are the senior members of the Jaguar Marching Band. These senior performers have spent hundreds of hours on field. They've marched many miles, performed into up to 18 field shows, 7 parades, including the Hollywood Christmas Parade, and have positively represented our school, city, and state during their tenure in the program. These student leaders set the tone for our entire ensemble and continue to carry the torch and tradition of excellence that the pride of Minnesota has come to stand for. Please listen as the names of the senior members of our marching band are read. Please hold your applause until all students have been acknowledged. Andrew Barton, Lily Benson, Nathan Brokering, Will Cornelis, Katrina Daigle, Cullen Dunphy, Gail Item, Jasper Gabrielson, Eric Henson, Alex Hess, Maya Hidalgo, Mason Hobbs, Lexi Johnson, Trevor Johnson, Anna Matson, Kayla McMayer, Jamie Melville, Katie Mernan, Kian Oldry, Logan Oscarson, Ricardo Price, Ruth Sandberg, Riley Spencer, Noah Spencer, Noah Swanson, Hannah Van Overbeck. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band seniors.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your 2021 Jefferson High School Jaguar Marching Band. Thank you, fans, thank you, flags, and thank you, twirlers.
It's halftime. There's your score. Hastings, a strong first half, 24-7. They lead the Jaguars on senior night. Beautiful Bloomington Stadium on a beautiful fall night. Alongside Joe Carlson, Josh Power is with you. Joe, it was a great start for the Jaguars. They scored the first 7. They got a stop on D. They took their opening drive down the field, but some big plays hurt them in the first half, and a good team like Hastings is going to take advantage.
Yeah, big momentum swing there with the botched punt, and Hastings never really looked back. Took 24 unanswered, and really going to have a really solid second half from Jefferson here if they want to come back in this one.
Let's take a look at the highlights here from this senior night. Early in the first quarter, Jefferson mounted a beautiful opening drive. They went 72 yards. Great catch here by Blake Mamalakis. Saw you make some catches like that, Joe, back in your day.
Those days are well behind me. Well behind me.
And they cash in. Aiden Bertrand from just a yard out. Remember, Hastings had 4 penalties on that drive, all of them encroachment. Then the Raiders got going. That was after their first touchdown. This was really the big play, I think, of the half, Joe, in a 7-7 game. Just Jefferson cannot afford mistakes like that.
Yeah, that was a big killer.
A good, solid team like Hastings takes advantage. They only had to go 11 yards. You see the quarterback sneak there from Arnold. Made it 14-7. More from Arnold. They didn't ask him to do a ton, just 62 yards through the air, 6 out of 11 in the first half, and then this was the biggest offensive play of the half, is Bezdikas into the end zone from 32 out, or Bezdicek, excuse me, on that little double reverse. Jefferson had a great drive going late in the half, but then Schultz, untimely interception, Bezdicek again in that play. And then they tack on the field goal from 28 yards out to close the half. So a beautiful night for football. Jefferson hopes it's a beautiful second half. Again, an important one for Jefferson. If they could win tonight, they would basically lock up a home playoff game. Depending on what Kennedy does tonight, they could vault up to number 3 in section. The problem, though, for Jefferson, if they lose tonight, and certainly a tough challenge against Chanhassen in Week 8, that would open the door for a team like Apple Valley, who also has 1 win. They're not that far behind Jefferson in the QRF points. If they could win one of their last 2 games, one of them is against Irondale, a very winnable game for them, Jefferson could fall to as low as 5th. And who knows, Joe, if let's say, and you don't want this to happen, this scenario, but let's say Kennedy loses out, Apple Valley wins a game or 2 this week, and Jefferson does not win here and does not beat Chanhassen, you could be looking at a 4 versus 5 Kennedy versus Jefferson battle of Bloomington in the playoffs. Again, I would love for both teams to be at home in the first round, but it still could happen, that matchup, that scenario.
Yeah, that would be something. I think it would be a lot of fun, obviously, but a lot of stuff is going to have to happen between now and then, and I guess we'll see how things work out.
Of course, in that scenario, neither team would really be on the road. They'd be both playing in their home stadium. So here's the opening kick of the second half, and it gets past Exie. Picks it up at the 10. Not good starting field position for the Jaguars. Exie only able to get out to the 13-yard line. So we've seen special teams tonight, Joe. You'd love them to help them out against a strong team like Hastings, but we've seen a bad snap on a punt, cost them with a turnover, and now a couple of kick returns that have not necessarily been ideal. Jefferson has a long field.
Yeah, definitely need all 3 phases to beat a good team like Hastings, and so far it just hasn't shown up.
So the quarterback is Traylor. Remember, he's played most of the first half. We saw Schultz for the final 2 series until that kneel down. So Traylor back out there. 6 out of 9 in the first half. So he was pretty efficient. Give to Aiden Bertrand up the middle. He falls forward. Did he lose the ball late? He might have. I think Jefferson recovered. 73, Zachary Schmidt falling on that ball to Joe to keep the possession for Jefferson.
Yeah, great awareness there to fall on that one. That might have been the nail in the coffin if they lost that one.
Instead, it's a gain of 3. 26 yards for Aiden Bertrand on 8 carries. They've done a little bit more damage with Austin Krupp. He has 35 yards on 3 carries. Jefferson 101 yards of offense in the first half. There's a nice grab on the sideline by Habermas. Is able to get a foot down in bounds to avoid a sack and pick up a short gain of about 2. It'll set up a 3rd and 4.
Did a really nice job there working back towards his quarterback and giving him an option to throw to.
Yeah, that certainly helped out Traylor, who was under pressure there. Gave him a nice security valve here. He was under duress. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 4. Long look to the sideline by Traylor. Quick shot. broken up. Habermas was open, was going to be a first down, but instead batting it down Austin LaFleur, and it's incomplete.
A really nice play there by the defender, knowing he's not going to get to the quarterback for a sack, to stop and get his hands up and knock that one down, because it was open, and Jags would have had a first down.
Yeah. So instead it's Bezdicek, and what a game for him tonight. 2 rushing touchdowns and also that interception. He's back to field the punt, standing right at midfield. Another high snap. Saving has it, and the punt is blocked. Caught out of the air by Hastings and down at the 2-yard line. Tom Kennedy caught it out of the air. I think it was Ben Clemens with the block, Joe, but again, another high snap, and that led to that block.
Yeah, the high snap. Punter couldn't get it off on time and led to a block snap.
Another look. It's just going to force Sevy to take a couple of extra steps, and, well, it wasn't Clemens, it was Freiermuth getting that block. And there's Kennedy there. That's great awareness to just locate that thing, Joe. That's not as easy as it looks.
No, definitely not.
And credit Sevig. He saw where the ball was too. Prevented the touchdown, but second drive inside the red zone to start for the visitors. And it's Freiermuth right side, stretches down at the 1-yard line. 12th carry of the game for Freiermuth. Haven't done a ton of damage, 44 yards, so they've done a pretty good job on him, Joe. But when you start one drive on the 11 and the other drive on the Jefferson 2, you don't necessarily need big explosive plays to get into the end zone.
No, and you're not helping out your defense at all. And when they start at the 11 and inside the 5, there's easy drives, easy touchdowns.
Full house package here for the Raiders. Freiermuth again has enough speed to get to the edge, and a touchdown for Hastings. First touchdown of the game for Brendan Freiermuth. So he gets the block and then gets into the end zone a couple plays later.
Nice little reward for a great play on special teams.
Didn't help on that block punt. Sevy did a nice job of trying to get rid of it quickly, but just happening to be in the area, the 6'2" running back, Freiermuth, with a long wingspan. A little bit of good luck there for Hastings, but certainly the bad snap did not help things there for Jefferson, and it leads to a Raider score. And now they've scored 31 unanswered. Let's get to another Jaguar senior spotlight. How about a guy who's been starting at the varsity, a main contributor for a while? It's Brock Edwards, fullback number 33, 5'10", 235, his favorite football player. Troy Polamalu. Here's Brock. His favorite food is pizza. Coach Swarty. Swartout is his favorite coach on the team. Favorite movie is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Favorite football memory, doesn't have anyone in particular, just likes to just like being with the boys. Favorite or most respected player on the team is Austin Croup. Plans for next year, college, not sure where yet. And something interesting he says about him, he says, "I'm funny." Well, I guess that's up for others to decide, right, Joe? I mean,
yeah, I would say so, but good that he's got some self-confidence.
There you go. There you go. Brock Edwards, number 33, a fixture for Jefferson these last 3 years. Another bobble on special teams. Exie trying to make up for it. And not a bad return given the early bobble as he's out to the 27-yard line. 10-13 left here, third quarter. We're trying to get a score update in the Kennedy boys soccer game. They're the lone team left. The Kennedy girls lost earlier. So did the Jaguar girls. And Paul Fournier in the truck giving me a score update. Kennedy boys now down 4-1 to Richfield. So it appears soccer teams for Bloomington going to go 0-3 here in the section semifinals tonight. Here's a run for Aiden Bertrand and some grass out to the 34-yard line. Gain of 7 for Aiden. It's really where Jefferson's found its most success running wide here, Joe. You had Austin Krupp with a couple of nice runs in the first half. Bertrand with a nice pickup there.
Yeah, another nice first down play, and hopefully we can start to build on that, pick up a couple first downs.
They'll try up the middle, and that gets stuffed. Will Meyer, the linebacker, came up and filled that gap nicely, a loss of 2. Jefferson lines up quickly here. They don't want Hastings to sub on this third down. Trailer checks toward the bench. Both Edwards and Bertrand in beside Trailer here. 3rd and 4. Robbie to throw over the middle, man open and caught. It's Austin Krupp for a Jaguar first down. They certainly got the look they wanted defensively. Credit Jefferson with a conversion there.
Yeah, nice throw and catch here on the inside slant, picking up a first down. See if we pick up the tempo here and try and build on that momentum.
Trailer under center as they do pick up the tempo. Inside handoff, Brock Edwards. And Hastings not fooled with the little toss fake wide. They stayed at home and wasn't any room for Edwards. First carry of the night for Brock. Second down and 11, or correction, second and 9. They give Brock a yard there. I formation Jefferson, play action. Trailer on the move. Complete to Edwards. We saw this last week for a touchdown against South St. Paul. This one not as successful, and nets them another 2 yards to the 45-yard line to set up third down. It's a 5th different Jaguar receiver to catch a pass in this game. So they're spreading it around. 3rd and 7 for Trailer. Deep ball. They've got Habermas behind the defense, and he makes the catch. Down to the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 22. 33-yard gain for Habermas.
Corner was playing off. He got a nice free release, and boy, did Robbie put that in the perfect spot for him to go up and get it.
Pretty easy when you're open by 4 or 5 yards. A little bit of a bust there from the Raiders. I don't know how you lose a guy like Habermas at 6'8", but he got behind him.
That is difficult to do.
Bertrand on the toss will pick up about 4. 10th completion of the game there for Robbie Trailer in just 14 attempts. .650 left. Jefferson moving it well. This is a 3rd good drive for the Jaguars. Habermas got open. I don't think he saw the ball.
Oh, wow. He was wide open. The ball landed at his feet.
He didn't even know it was coming toward him. Ran the right route. Good throw. And sometimes you lose him in the lights. You see, is the ball right there.
Oh, boy.
Second time they've tried that, and they've come up empty both times. The first one was intercepted back in the first half on that fade. It's another missed opportunity there for Jefferson. Here's a run on 2nd down. Bertrand trying to cut it upfield. Took it to the 15-yard line where he stopped there. So 3rd down. 3rd and 3, 4-down territory certainly here for Jefferson. So you could still run it here on 3rd. And they might with this I formation. Habermas lined up bottom portion of your screen. They want the fade to him. They're trying it for a third time, and this one's caught! And it is. No, it is not caught. Could not complete the catch. So instead of the touchdown, it's incomplete. Daniel Milner was in on the coverage, and Jefferson is bringing out the field goal unit.
Good call, good throw.
Credit
great
Milner.
Play, yeah. Great
got
play
his
by
hand
the
in there.
defender.
So Hastings yet to send out any players. Actually, was that fourth down, Joe? I think the yard marker showed third.
Yeah, it must have been fourth. Looks like Jefferson's defense out there.
So from the 14-yard line, it's a throw from Arnold, and it's on the money. Gavin Oddman with the catch across the middle for a pickup of 12 and a first down. First catch for Oddman. Cooper led the way in the first half. He had 5 catches for 54 yards. Arnold went 6 out of 11 for 62 yards. 1 touchdown on the ground, no interceptions. Bezdicek in motion, handoff to Freiermuth. First man through, plunges out to the 34-yard line. So it's going back to that last drive, Joe. 3 really good drives for Jefferson, but just 7 points to show for it. They've got down in the red zone twice on that south end of the field, and both times have come away empty-handed on really plays that could have resulted in touchdowns. On that interception, you had Habermas open on that fade, and then a couple of fades to him again, and one of those very easily could have been a catch for a touchdown.
Yeah, if you think there's a good throw on that first one instead of leaving it short, and if Habermas is looking on that second one, it's a 10-point game right now.
Yeah. Bezdicek in motion again, and breaking through. There he goes. It's Freiermuth, and they won't catch him. A 67-yard touchdown. So he's been kind of bottled up all night. His longest run up to this point was a 9-yarder back in the first half. He's able to show some of that speed. And he's certainly rebounded. Remember in that Jefferson touchdown drive to open the game, he had 3 encroachment penalties. Was not a good start for Freiermuth, but second half, now he's blocked a punt and he's gotten into the end zone twice. Now over 100 yards on the ground. Extra point from Fillion is good. He's been perfect tonight. Freiermuth giving the Hastings fans a reason to cheer here on this 67-yard run, Joe.
Yeah, nice little counter play, and again, just staying patient with it, staying inside, trusting his lineman, and it just parts, and he's wide open in the end zone untouched.
Not sure if Jefferson had seen that counter action yet tonight. I'm trying to think back.
Yeah, I have not seen it much. They have not run it much, and maybe it caught the Jags a little off guard.
So Hastings, what a start to the second half. 2 early touchdowns. Another look. Picked up that last block there. The fullback, LaFleur, was able to get through to the second level.
Yeah, really nice blocking on the pull from the guard and the pull from the fullback.
So 38-7 our new score with 4:15 left in the third quarter. Alongside Joe Carlson and our BEC-TV crew, Josh Powers with you for Week 7. Here's Exie. Return up the far side of the field. Spun down at the 35-yard line. His best return so far. There is a late flag right at the spot of the tackle. Jefferson has not been assessed a penalty in this game.
Personal foul, face mask. Kicking team, number 4. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And they still haven't been assessed a penalty in this game, so that's one of the bright spots. It's penalty number 7 for Hastings. So their face mask, hard to tell with all the bodies and helmets on that replay. Certainly there was contact up near the helmet area. So maybe the one down stat for Hastings is those 7 penalties. But remember, they had 5 of them between the opening kickoff and Jefferson's first offensive possession, so they've been pretty clean after that. It's Aiden Bertrand on first down as they're into Raider territory now with that penalty. 13th carry for Aiden. "41 yards now as a back in at quarterback is Tyson Schultz. Handoff wide to Clark. Max Clark, nice cut upfield. And another flag down. He's very near the marker. Flag again thrown right where about Clark was being tackled.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 25. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Results in a first down.
Oh, so here we go, Joe, and this is the 4th drive now for Jefferson. It's going to be pretty deep into Hastings territory. Good hustle there by Bertrand. Clark kind of shoving Aiden into a nice block there, Joe.
Yeah, always good to help your blocker out too.
Did you do that on any of those wide receiver end arounds? That was good positioning from Clark.
Yeah, sometimes they get lost a little bit. You got to help them out.
Bertrand on a delay. Lose a couple as we approach 3 minutes remaining here, third quarter.
It's a big drive here for Jefferson's offense to build some confidence moving forward the rest of the season, knowing that they can finish off some drives here.
Especially for Schultz, a young guy at quarterback.
Yeah, see if he can bounce back after that red zone interception earlier, and hopefully he can make a couple of good plays here.
He's only a sophomore. Traylor is only a junior, so both will be back next year. Schultz, man open, it's Frank Arth with the catch. And Frank the Tank spun down at the 21. Gain of 6. Be 3rd and medium for the Jaguars.
A nice play there by Schultz on the boot action. Getting pressure in his face, doing whatever he has to do to get the ball to the receiver.
7th different Jaguar to catch a pass in this one. You like the distribution. They're throwing it to a lot of different options. Schultz looking over the defense on this 3rd and call it 6. Does he roll him left under pressure and sacked? Tom Kennedy again. He's had a couple of sacks and a fumble recovery on that blocked punt tonight for number 24.
And that's one with Tyson only being a sophomore. Hopefully he'll grow to learn from this one, and this is one you just got to get rid of. You can't take a sack on 3rd and 6 and leave yourself with a 4th and long. Throw that one away and live to fight another down.
And so instead of 4th and 6, 4th and 18, Jefferson will go for it. Punt from the 3rd. Well, maybe they'll punt it here. Schultz could take a couple of steps back. We'll see. They will go on 4th and a long ways. Schultz rifles it over the middle, but it's into triple coverage and incomplete. Intended for Max Clark, and for the 3rd time in this game, Jefferson turned back in Raider territory.
Yeah, another stalled drive, and that sack was kind of the killer. 4th and 16, you just kind of got to throw one up there and take a prayer at one, but again, hopefully they'll learn from that. Again, with one more game next week and then sections coming up. They'll watch that on film and learn that that's just a situation where you got to throw the ball away.
Yeah, we knew this was a game where they couldn't afford many mistakes, and the big plays needed to go their way, Joe. And you look back, and on those 3 drives, you have an interception, a player losing the ball in the lights, and then a sack to kind of kill those 3 drives, and then the special teams giving Hastings short fields on a couple of different occasions. You look back, that's 5 drives. You basically give Hastings 14 points, and you lose out on a potential 21 points the other way. So, again, maybe not all those plays are going to go your way in a game, but
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains first down.
Hastings too good of a team here to have some of those mistakes that we've seen from Jefferson tonight.
Exactly. When you're facing a good team, you got to, again, bring all 3 phases to the game, and sometimes you got to have some breaks go your way, and that just hasn't happened tonight for the Jags.
It is penalty number 9 right there for the Raiders. Under a minute, third quarter. Arnold still out there under center for Hastings. Fryermuth to the 30. Creighton-Durham Hall up next for Hastings. This win here, unless something crazy happens, all but assures the Raiders of that number 2 seed. They're not going to be able to catch St. Thomas, St. Thomas Academy, who's undefeated. And that would basically give Hastings a first-round bye and a home game in that section semifinal. Really, regardless of what happens next week, there's just too big of a difference between them and Kennedy right now.
That is the end of the third quarter.
End of the third quarter. 38-7 our score as Hastings leads Jefferson. Time for another senior spotlight for the Jaguars. Janice Sinka, the foreign exchange student for Jefferson. There he is with his host parent here in the United States. His favorite coach on the team is the head coach, Tim Carlson. His favorite TV show is The Office. Favorite football memory, scoring his first touchdown. Player he respects most on the team is Nate. Now, he didn't specify. There's a bunch of Nates in there. We will just go ahead and all of the Nates on the team for the Jaguars. Something interesting. He says he's an exchange student from Latvia. So there he is, number 41, Janice Sinka. You got to respect that, Joe. You're over in a whole new country, taking up the sport of football. It takes up a lot of time, as you know. What a great experience.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that he's just kind of jumping right in and trying out, I'm sure, something that he's never done before. And so
right.
a lot of props to him for trying this out.
Takes a lot of courage. Not only come to a whole new country, as you see Fryermuth getting into space again, but then to do something in a brand new sport with a totally new environment, different language. I totally agree. Huge props there to Janice. Big night for Fryermuth. Wasn't really that big until that 67-yard run a couple minutes ago. He had about just 50 yards into that game, and Jefferson had done a pretty good job on him, but then he busted loose, now well over 100. Arnold hands it to Fryermuth on 3rd and short, and has the first down into Jefferson territory.
Fryermuth on the carry for the Raiders.
Hastings totally willing to work on the clock here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jags defense looking a little tired out there, and the big body of Fryermuth is getting harder and harder to tackle as we get later in this game.
He's a guy, when you look ahead to Hastings, for them, their goal to get to that state tournament, probably need to go through St. Thomas Academy. Maybe St. Thomas Academy, don't see a lot of guys from that running back spot, built like Fryermuth. That taller frame at 6'2". Here's the MVP of the night, Jonathan Bezdacek. Another end around that's successful for a double-digit gain. Remember, Hastings playing without one of their primary running backs, Peyton Burrow, who's been injured here, out for the last couple of games. He had led the team early in the year in rushing, now being passed by Fryermuth last week, and that's continuing tonight. But some weapons for this Hastings team. Last year they made it to the section semifinal. They beat Kennedy in that round 1 game a year ago. Big night for Bezdacek. He's in motion again. This time Fryermuth. And nowhere to go. Austin Croup. Right on that stop. Good night for Austin. Couple of catches. 3 rushing attempts, and it's been on plenty of plays defensively for number 1, always in the mix. So 2nd and 9 after that 1-yard gain from Fryermuth. New back in with a carry, that's number 25, Tyler Hagee. 6'1", another taller guy, able to get a couple.
Austin Group on attack for Jefferson.
Officials timeout, free injury.
An injured Jaguar down. That might be Croup, actually, who was in on that tackle. So not good there, Joe. Jefferson's going to need number 1 to be involved if they want to make a run in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, hopefully, and you never want to, speculate as to what it is, but hopefully he's able to be all right and be back next week and moving forward in sections.
As you see Coach Carlson out there, able to talk to Austin. Well, Joe, how are you doing these days? I know you've been coaching at Minnetonka.
Yeah,
in the past, still out there right now.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Coaching at Minnetonka. We've had a really solid year. We got a big game tomorrow against Centennial. We're 4-1. They're, I think, 3-2. So, we're kind of in the same spot. We're battling for position as we get towards the end of the season here, and hopefully get prepared to make a run.
Well, that's good to see right there. Austin doesn't look to be too serious.
Yeah, always nice to see them walk off under their own power.
So the drive continues for Hastings. 3rd down and 7. Arnold from the gun. Hand off to Hagee, and he will be wrapped up for a loss. It'll be 4th down, Kashawn Cobald. We haven't mentioned his name a lot tonight. Able to help out on that TFL for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and a nice stop there from the Jaguars. Again, obviously at this point, this game's out of reach, but again, you want to build on things moving forward.
4th down. See the Raiders subbing in some players. It's a 4th and 8. You would not think they're going to punt here from the 28. They're going to try a very long field goal.
Wow.
Reese Fillion. This is from 45 yards. How about this effort? He's been perfect tonight so far. Low snap, but it's down. The kick twisting into the south end zone, and it is no good. Just a yard or two short. Heck of a try, though, from Fillion.
Oh, wow. That looked good almost the whole way.
Strong effort there from the senior kicker. Just coming up a little bit short, so the Jaguar defense gets a stop. How about a senior spotlight? Let's talk about the man who made that stop on third down. Kashawn Cobald for the Jaguars, the defensive end. 6'3", 225. Favorite football player, Aaron Donald, which totally makes sense for Kashawn there with his mom. Favorite food for Kashawn is pizza. Favorite coach is Coach Zilka. Loves the movie Men in Black. Favorite football memory, beating Apple Valley sophomore year in OT. Player he most respects has the football right now. That's Brock Edwards, as he's wrestled down after a short gain. We found out something interesting about Kashawn earlier this year on Inside Jefferson Football. He loves Frisbee golf. Something interesting about Kashawn. Now, we asked some of the other players who would win in a Frisbee golf tournament, and they all said Kashawn would win. So pretty darn good Frisbee golf player, Kashawn Cobald. Brock Edwards, meanwhile, picks up a Jaguar first down. About to hit 7 minutes remaining. Jefferson's been able to move the ball tonight pretty well most of the game. With just 7 points to show for it. Here is a gun over the middle by Schultz. Just a little out of reach for Blake Mamlakis. Second down. This is the most action for Schultz in a Jaguar game so far. Had just 16 pass attempts coming into the game on the year, and 8 of them tonight already. Fake the handoff to Brock and some open space. Picks up a block. Schultz down the sideline, showing some mobility. Out of bounds into Raider territory with a first down.
Really good call there. Haven't seen Schultz on the move much, and obviously Hastings wasn't expecting it right there, and pick up good yardage.
Some nimble feet for the 6'3" quarterback there on the edge. He's got the measurables, Joe. 6'3", 185. There's Edwards up the middle. Only a sophomore for Jefferson.
Yeah, he definitely looks the part, and being only a sophomore, he's going to grow a lot more physically and a lot more mentally as well. And again, I think that's kind of where we're at in this game. Having Tyson in the game, and hopefully he can learn from this experience.
Pick up a 4 there for Brock Edwards. Midway through quarter number 4 here on senior night. Not going to end with the Jaguar win, but another great show by the fans. Great school spirit here for the team on the west side of Bloomington. Another first down. Isaac Sevig. Or correction, that was looked like Mamalakis there, 34 for the Jaguar first. Schultz hands it off to Brock Edwards, running wide. Look at the big man showing some speed. Gain of a couple. You saw there on the left side of your screen, Drew Nelson blocking hard, one of the offensive linemen for the Jaguars. Let's go ahead and do the senior spotlight for Drew Nelson. 6'1", 230 pounds. About to snap the ball right here for the Jaguars. Here he is with his parents. His favorite football player is TB12, the legend Tom Brady. Favorite food is sushi. Favorite coach? Coach Swartout. How about his favorite favorite TV show going back in the day, Prison Break? His favorite football memory, playing varsity his sophomore year, which is not easy to do. Player he most respects is Kashawn Cobald. Not sure his plans yet for next year. He also likes to play Frisbee golf, which we found out at Inside Jefferson Football. Drew Nelson, number 55. Here's a throw over the middle by Tyson Schultz. In and out of the hands. It would have been a nice diving catch. It's into the game. Elias Abdul-Kafour, another senior for Jefferson, number 30. Does bring up 4th down for Jefferson. You'd like to see your sophomore quarterback convert one of these 4th down situations in opponent territory after a couple of tries down there without points. Corrals a wide snap on the move. Throw is... looks like it was caught by Blake Mamalakis. No, incomplete. It was caught, but it hit the turf first. So the 5th time Jefferson has been into Hastings territory, still with just 7 points.
Yeah, good call there and a good route, and he was open. And again, that's just a little bit of growth that Tyson will have, and maybe he'll put that one on him.
Difficult on the run. So Hastings offense out maybe for the final time, and no surprise here, a change at quarterback for them. Night is done for Axel Arnold. Cody Ellsworth is the new quarterback, number 20. 5'9", 180-pound junior. Could be the guy next year for them. He chats with Dana Strain on the sidelines as you see Tyler Hagee with that carry. First down for the Raiders. Ellsworth has not recorded a pass attempt this year for Hastings. He'll hand it off again. Hagee close to midfield. Don't see a lot of quarterbacks 5'9", 180. That's what Ellsworth is for Hastings. So 2nd and 7, under 3.5 minutes remaining here in a Hastings win. They're going to move to 5-2. Ellsworth hands it to Hagee again, room up the middle. And a first down. How about another Jaguar senior spotlight? We'll talk about number 76, James McKinnon. Goes by Jimmy Mack. 5'10", 288, the right guard. His favorite football player, Brett Favre. Also says his favorite coach is Coach Swarty. Favorite movie is the Star Wars series. Player he respects most on the team is Nate Royer. Here's Ellsworth on a carry, or a keeper, I should say. Jimmy Mack, goals for the season, don't allow 2 sacks per game. Okay. Hopefully he hasn't been doing that all year.
It's a good goal.
Something interesting about Jimmy Mack, says he loves country music. Me too, James McKinnon. There you go, Jimmy Mack, number 76. That would be a goal I would set, Joe, if I was playing. Not a lot of skill for yours truly. I would do something, if I was playing a defensive back, don't allow 7 touchdowns in a game to my guy I'm covering or something like that.
That's right. Set your goals high.
Yeah, exactly. first down here. This will probably do it for Hastings. Take a couple of knees if they want. We'll see how far the Raiders can go. They're going to wrap up the number 2 seed in section tonight. We got a first-round bye. Let's talk about a couple more Jaguar seniors here as we close this game. Ian Gibbs, nose guard number 79, 6 foot 265. Favorite football player Adam Rich, loves to eat gyros, his favorite food. Coach Lance is his favorite coach on the team. Favorite movie, Big Trouble in Little China. Goals for the season, get on that depth chart on the D-line. There he is with his parents. He's going to go to St. Cloud State University next year for his post-secondary education. Something interesting about him is it says, me and Jada are biologically related. So there you go, number 79, Ian Gibbs. So we're in the final half minute. This game will end. We'll do one final senior spotlight here as the final seconds come off. Number 57, Cesar Alva Martinez, the right guard, 5'10", 260. His favorite football player, Russell Wilson. Favorite food, French fries. Also lists Coach Swarty as his favorite coach. Favorite movie, Monsters, Inc. Favorite football memory, sophomore year beating Apple Valley in overtime. Kui Long is his most respected player on the team. Something interesting about Cesar is he says he plays the guitar. So there you go, the final senior spotlight for the Jaguars this season. Joe, senior night did not go the Jaguars' way. Just too many mistakes in the first half, and a good team like Hastings was able to capitalize.
Yeah, and that's too bad. You always want to, play senior night and go out on your home field with a win. But again, against Hastings, you can't have mistakes that are going to cost you. And a couple of high snaps on punts and not scoring touchdowns in the red zone are two things we can kind of look back on here and say what kind of cost the Jaguars.
Yeah, it was a good start for Jefferson. They got out to that early lead, but then 38 unanswered points for Hastings. And we've said it a couple times, but you're right, Joe, that block punt really changed things. Jefferson giving Hastings a couple of short fields. They cashed in for touchdowns. The Raiders now 5-2. Jefferson moves to 1-6, and the Jaguars can sit back tomorrow and kind of check the scores around the section. And they'll be rooting hard for Apple Valley to lose. That would certainly help Jefferson continue to hang on to that fourth spot as they currently sit right now in Section 3. We'll head to a quick break. Joe and I will have our final thoughts. We'll have some highlights for you as well as we put a bow on Week 7 of the season. Hastings defeats Jefferson tonight. See you back here in just a minute.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Back on BEC-TV as we're wrapping up Week 7. Jefferson falls to Hastings. There's the final there, 38-7. The Raiders scoring 38 unanswered after the Jaguars took the early lead. Welcome atop the Bloomington Stadium press box. He's Joe Carlson. I'm Josh Powers. Joe, you just came from your Minnetonka game coaching. How'd your team do tonight?
Our sophomores won 56-21 against Centennial, so it was good. It was fun.
All right, we'll give you a little post-game interview. What worked for your team so well to get a big win against Centennial?
Well, actually, kind of similar to this game here tonight. We had a couple of turnovers that gave us a short field, and our offense has done a great job all year spreading the ball out and hitting some passes downfield. And again, Centennial's a really good team, and we played really well today.
All right, that's about as good as your dad would do, I would say, on a post-game interview. But let's take a look at the highlights on this one. And much like you kind of described your game, a couple big plays early for Hastings, which we saw in our first half highlights, made a difference. This is another one, a little bit of a high snap, ends up punt blocked, and Hastings would cash in just a couple plays later, and that got things going in the second half. And they've got a pretty good field goal kicker, too. Fillion nailed one there. He missed from 45 later in the game. A missed chance there for the Jaguars with Habermas. Could have come down with a couple different opportunities on that one in the end zone, and then Freiermuth breaking it open here.
Yeah, and it's just a couple of missed opportunities there that we saw. The bad snaps on the punts and a couple of missed opportunities in the end zone and the red zone. That kind of unfortunately just didn't go the Jags' way tonight.
Jefferson was able to move the ball pretty well all night. They finished with more than 200 yards of total offense, but when they needed to get stops, Hastings got them, turning away Jefferson 5 times in their own end.
Yeah, kind of that bend but don't break defense by Hastings kind of throughout the night. Jefferson was able to move the ball pretty well and then stalled out once they got down near that 20-30 yard line.
Hastings able to kind of salt things away on the ground. It was a pretty strong running attack all night as Freiermuth ends up well over 100 yards for them. And Hastings is going to be a pretty good team. I know St. Thomas Academy is probably the favorite in this section, but Hastings really has taken their game up another notch this year, and who knows, they could challenge them for that state tournament berth.
I definitely think they could. The weapons that they have on offense and the way that they're able to run the ball, and again, the way their defense showed tonight that they can stop it when they need to. They can stop the offense. So I think they're definitely going to be a tough one in this section.
Yeah, and Jefferson still right now in position for that home playoff game, number 4. Boy, they could really use a win next week, but what do you think this Jefferson team needs to focus on? We'll ask your dad maybe the same question on Tuesday, but just seems like a team that has really all the ability, just needs to have things go their way and be a little bit more consistent, I would say.
Yeah, just be a little more sound, and again, kind of bringing all 3 phases of the game, making sure special teams is solid, and I think kind of moving forward, just making sure you really got to capitalize when you get down in that red zone. And when coming away with 0 points on a couple of those drives is a really killer, and it kind of kills momentum, and it's something that hopefully moving forward that the Jags are able to capitalize on.
Well, Jefferson will get an extra day of rest here as most teams play on Friday. This game, of course, on a Thursday. A short turnaround Wednesday game next week and a difficult opponent in Chanhassen. We'll talk to your dad, the head coach, Tim Carlson, and the team about it on Inside Jefferson football on Tuesday. And don't forget, we'll also have Inside Kennedy football on Tuesday night as well. Joe, appreciate it as always. Best of luck to your team as you continue the season, okay?
Thank you very much. Appreciate you for having me.
All right, that's Joe Carlson. As we wrap up Week 7, 38-7, Hastings takes the game tonight. They move to 5-2. Jefferson falls to 1-6. For our entire crew, for Joe Carlson, this is Josh Powers saying good night from Bloomington Stadium.